Hello and welcome, I'm Tino, and today I'm going to show you a new set of best division templates for defending against Germany when you play on very hard. This is my usually infantry division template for elite units. You have all the battalions that give you a boost, all the companies that give you a boost to the whole division. You have some infantry to give hit points, you have anti-air, anti-tank and some soft, and of course a cheap armor with a lot of armor to get the armor bonus. You can add more infantry to this template to have more HP, or if you are rich you can add anti-soft. More anti-soft will benefit the unit a lot. If you have the resources, you can add, for example, 3 infantry units and cover the rest with soft artillery. Or you can change according to the situation. For example, this is a template that I'm using for playing against the Soviet Union in level 2, so boosted Germany 2 levels, and this will work. I put a lot of anti-air because they use tons of close air support, and this way you are going to drop 24 enemy bombers. Also, the anti-air gives you very little in combat width increase, just 1 point. On the other hand, the soft artillery gives you 3 points on combat width, so this is okay. You can swap one of these to soft artillery and give you more soft punch, and it will increase the combat width by 2. This template works quite fine, but it's not enough. We are going to test it right now. The war has just started and the enemy is attacking all across the line. It seems red, but soon it will turn to green because it's kind of problem with the calculation. The AI always miscalculate my templates, but let's see the kills. And we have a Soviet Union 0 for now, and Germany is 680 something, so we are going to put it on top speed and we are going to unpause and let's see what happens. 800, so already 2000 hundreds, and as you can see, bodies pile up quite fast. 9, 7, 1 million, so almost close. We are going to stop it here and let's see the progress the enemy made. And the line is exactly the same as we started. They pushed here, but we didn't have forces there, so they contacted. We didn't lose a single province yet. Let's keep doing. We are playing on level 2. So this works quite fine. Let's see the casualties now again. And here it is. They are over 1 million, 1.4. Let's keep going. 1.5, and that's it. Let's a little bit more. I think they are going to break the line at some point. And yes, they broke the line here because I didn't send reinforcement there, but all the rest of the line hold quite well. So this template at level 2 works, but at level 4 I think it won't work. They lost 1 million and we lost to us, and we lost 50,000, so we lost 5% of their losses. And as you can see, we can win the war this way. We are going to deplete the German army. Probably with this template you are going to be winning at level 4, but let's improve the thing a little bit. As you can see in my production, I building self-propelled artillery, a very cheap model. I can produce 9 a day. I have 4,000 on stock, so I can equip a lot of divisions. And if you check the models, let me show you here, it costs just 5.1 each self-propelled artillery. And for you to have a reference, the soft artillery costs 4 points and the anti-air, for example, 5, the new model 39, and the anti-tank 5, so it's not that much more expensive. Also, many nations have tech teams. For example, the Soviet Union has this one that gives you plus 5% armor and soft attack, and we are going to add this to the template. And we are also going to add the Dorser blade. It's going to be very useful, and the cost went up from 5.2 to 5.8, so it's about 10% extra cost by adding the Dorser blade, but it will have a great impact later on. So let's do some basic comparison. Here we have soft artillery. It deals 40% soft attack, and the combat width is 3, and the industrial capacity cost is 144. Now let's change by the Dorser blade soft artillery, and here it is. The soft attack went from 40 to 49.6, so almost 20%. We keep the combat width to 3. That is very important because we are dealing more damage by keeping the same combat width. Super important. We also have +1 entrenchment, super important. You are going to see this later. And the unit is harder. It's about 35 hardness. It means that the unit will take only 68.5 of the total damage in average. So basically a 3 advantage. It deals more damage on the same space. It has entrenchment that will deal more damage on the same combat width, and also take less damage. We are going to calculate this and fine-tune the comparison. The self-propelled artillery has another hidden effect, and it is that the blazer gives a bonus to the whole division. So the bigger the division, the bonus gets better. And we are going to compare this template. I'm not using this template. I will always use a tank, but see, if I put a tank, I cannot put self-propelled artillery, and it's another advantage of self-propelled artillery. You can mix it with the tank. That is super important. If not, you are going to be using this template with just tank. But for comparison, I did this, and let's see the numbers. This unit is 570, and the cost is about 3058. We're going to write down this number, and here we have the new template, and we can see roughly that the industrial capacity cost is 50% more expensive. And let's see the soft attack. The soft attack went just 16%. It's now 660. The entrenchment went up from 7 to 17, so it's a lot, 10 point more of entrenchment. And hardness is 14% against 0. So to simplify things, we have one model that is 50% more expensive, but it deals 16% extra soft attack. It has 10 extra entrenchment that it translates into 20% extra damage when defending, and extra defense. If the enemy is using railway gun, this number will go to 18. And also it takes 12.6 less damage thanks to the extra armor. Therefore, by the Lanchester formula, if we multiply these three values, we get, in the best case scenario, 59% extra efficiency, and in the worst case scenario, 54% extra efficiency when the enemy is using railway guns. As you can see, the unit is more cost effective in the perfect scenario for the artillery, but it has some extra benefits. Consider that the unit, when fully entrenched, is dealing 41% more damage, but since it's taking less damage, it's actually more efficient than the expensive unit. This is only in terms of industrial capacity per damage deal. But as you can see here, I have plenty of units in the back, in the rear as reserve, since I don't have combat width in the front line. For example, I have here maybe 4 units, and only 2 are available to fight because they are almost 40 combat width. So now it's a matter of quality, not quantity. It's more important to put more firepower on the same combat width than just piling up units, especially if you are playing as Netherlands. You don't have much space to retreat, so it's not the money that matters there if you're going to lose the capital, and therefore the capacity to put more combat firepower in the same combat width is super important and gives you strategic and tactical opportunities. So now let's go to the template. First, let's produce a cheap self-propelled artillery. We are going to use wheels to make the cost cheaper. This is one of the key. The standard everything, standard all engine speed, so cheap, and here we put the medium howitzer, and we put a fixed turret, and we change the template to artillery. This is, and the dozer blades, here they are, and this is going to be our self-propelled artillery. And this is the tank, a KB2. I usually use a very cheap tank, but since now we are playing on top difficulty, we need something better. So the medium howitzer, the 3-man turret, but the one could do. But the good thing is that you can use this to counter-attack. This one for increased armor, 2 heavy machine guns, the dozer blades, the improved armor. Since we are going to have just one battalion, we want all the armor we can put it there. The diesel engine for reliability, the improved transmission for speed, and we put a lot of armor. Why? Because the enemy is using armor piercing in 41 and we need to overcome that, and if we use these 3 things, this one and this one together, they are going to have a lot of armor and we are going to be 100% safe in most scenarios. So this is tank, the KB2. And this is the template. We have the KBU that provides the armor. We have the soft attack that will provide a lot of soft damage. It will increase the hardness too, and it will give us entrenchment bonus. We reach 17 points, a lot of entrenchment, and we have a lot of infantry units to have hit points, 2 anti-air, because the German uses a lot of anti-air. We can replace even one more infantry by anti-air, and we make the unit smaller in combat width. We take it down by 2, and we have far more anti-air damage. This is very nice. We can take even another, but this is super okay. And now this is my recommended template for level 4 difficulty playing against Germany. And in this case I'm not using the template I just showed, an intermediate version, but as you can see it is dealing far more damage. These templates that were the standard ones, 700, and this one 1400. If we add the dozer blade and we fully add self-propelled artillery, this number could go up to 2k damage. And this is very important. Why? Because the enemy is always using some breakthrough, in this case very low, 38, but maybe if they attack with a good template they could have maybe 400, 500, 600, 1000 breakthrough. If they use my template they would have maybe 2000 breakthrough, and that is very important that you have a big number here, because you are going to overcome the enemy breakthrough. In this case it's kind of easy, but usually if you have maybe 500 you are going to hit the enemy breakthrough. So having 1400 means that you are dealing far more extra critical hits with the extra punch you get there. So it's kind of no-brainer. If you have the resources to cover the whole line, after you cover the whole line with basic infantry, you should start increasing the quality using self-propel. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, questions below, and see you on the next one. We are going to test this using the Soviet Union versus Germany in level 4.